No one. That one kid in class. Me when someone is looking at me while I am doing something. First year of college. Final year of college. Me. Useless science facts. My friends. While studying. Before a test. After the test. Teacher. We finished taking notes. Class. No. Teacher. Rubs bored anyway. Class. Stay on the right path even if you have to walk alone. That is the left path. Mom. Do you really wish for money this Christmas? Me, a full-time student having moved out. LOL, no, just kidding. My science teacher explaining the biggest thing in the universe. Me knowing it is his mom. Maths teacher, suppose you have 5 friends. Me, you are sick. Thinking you will be able to tell your mom to skip school. You have had too many days off. My chemistry teacher trying his best to teach me anything at all. 12-year-old me, I like your funny words, magic man. 9-year-old me seeing letter in math. 16-year-old me seeing number in math. Teacher puts a crappy 2008 meme in the presentation. Me and the boys knowing that she wanted to make class fun. Now comes the part where we throw our heads back in laughter. When you are writing an essay and you have already used because too many times. This is due to the fact when your best friend is absent in class. When all you want to do is sleep, but attendance counts for 15% of your final grade. Student using AI to do assignments. Professors using AI to grade it. When your lecturer asks if you have any questions. Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things? Favorite high school memory. Leaving. When you lie to your friend saying you cannot hang out today, but then run into them on the street. When you pass a test without studying. My brain 5 minutes before the exam. My brain 5 minutes into the exam. When the teacher is watching you during a test. And you pretend that you are at least trying to think. Rules are meant to be broken. Teacher, the test is not going to be confusing. The test. Forget everything you learned in college, you will not need it working here. But I did not go to college. Well, then you are unqualified for this job. When you meet your old friend in a different school. Me adding nevertheless in my essay for a little razzle-dazzle. When you lie on your resume and get the job. When your teacher miscalculated your marks on the class paper. It is showtime. When you choose an academically challenging degree and get academically challenged, an entire page of work. The answer is 0. Me. Can I go to the bathroom? Teacher. Why did not you go during break? School bathrooms during break. The kid doing a project on the planet Uranus. The teacher. The class. Me explaining that a pregnant horse can run faster because it has 2 horsepower. My physics teacher. Something I have been putting off for weeks that would not take longer than 15 minutes to complete. Me. Stop laughing. Or draw 25. That one friend. Teacher. Copy these notes carefully, they will be on the test. Literally 5 seconds later. Me turning up to every lecture. Sorry, I am late. What happened? Nothing. I just really did not want to come. Me. I will study from tomorrow. Me when tomorrow arrives. Well, now I am not doing it. Students. School does not give us enough time to sleep. Also, students at 3 a.m. living soccer ball makes fun of man with asthma. The teacher congratulating me on being polite and not talking. Me who has no friends in the class. How I feel walking away from my last exam. 9-year-old me seeing a letter in math. 16-year-old me seeing a number in math. College is cool because if you relax for 5 seconds, then all of a sudden you are failing 11 classes even though you are only taking 5. Teacher, you have 5 minutes to copy everything from the whiteboard. Students, when the teacher is watching you during a test, and you pretend that you are at least trying to think. Me typing a formal email to my teacher. Teacher. Yeah, okay. When you accidentally round pi to 4. 1 hour school. 10 hours watching educational videos in YouTube. In middle school, when you saw a fight up close. When you keep getting assigned more and more homework, but you still continue to procrastinate and do absolutely nothing. When you see the first question on your final and already know you're going to fail. When you decide to study the night before. Accepts eternal death. Go to lectures. Finish your assignments. Get a job. Look at grad schemes. Study for exams. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. People, you can't put a price tag on education. Schools and universities. Observe. When you're getting help from the teacher and he starts yelling at the class so you're just standing there awkwardly. The moment when you realize you're no longer a student but unemployed. When you have like 6 assignments, 3 presentations, and 400 pages of reading, and someone asks if you're okay. Teacher, why didn't you go to the toilet in the break? Me? It's hard to explain. The toilet in the break. Exams. Papers. Me. Updating music playlist. When you gotta get up for school and you sit on the bed for 20 minutes like this. When you share all your pens in class, but no one returns them. Communism hasn't worked. College students. Classes before 10 a.m. How to pay taxes. How to get a job. Schools. Well, lava is called magma when underground. Teacher, can everyone turn on their cameras, please? Me at the exact moment. How taking tests during online school is like students, teacher saying, do not open any tabs other than the test. Study for a test due tomorrow. College students. Watch TikTok for the next 3 hours. College students. Dad. How was the exam? Me. Also me before the result. Me who failed in test. That kid who copied from me. When the teacher tells a student that they can just leave if they're not interested and they actually do it, no. This isn't how you're supposed to play the game. Teacher punishes class for being loud. The students who were actually behaving. When I was in school for years. When I leave. When the teacher moves your seat away from your squad because you are disturbing, but he doesn't know the whole class is your squad. Try not to think about it too much. Me. Me talking about my problems with my other 3 personalities at 4 a.m. Student does a crime. Schools. We don't know that kid. Student achieves something great. Schools. Our student. Life after college. I need a job. You don't have experience. But I need to work to get experience. Then work. That's why I'm here. Experience. How am I going to get experience without a work? Work. Principal. Your son always causes trouble here in school. Dad. He always causes trouble at home. Did I ever call you? Principal. Dad. Me. Being homeless. Being homeless. Going to college. Not going to college. Me. Teacher. Okay, kids, today we're going to talk about how our phones and social media can make us stressed. Me. It's not our phones that make us stressed. It's homework that makes us stressed. Teachers. Pretty sure it doesn't. 3 hours into student loan versus 3 weeks. The kid who used to remind teacher of the homework arrives in hell. Satan. Well, I just want to say that I'm a huge fan. Good students. Bad students. Students who convince the teacher to tell a personal story to waste class time. University students at this time of year be like, oh no, it's all falling apart. Me after pushing people away that I actually liked because of my poor communication skills. Well, shit. Walking out of lecture knowing I retained 0 information. Teacher. What are you laughing about? Me. Nothing. My brain. Mike Wachowski. Front office calls. Teacher. Yeah, I'll send him down. Students. He could be any one of us. Exam starts. Students on Discord. Apes together strong. College group projects be like me calculating the bare minimum I can do on my final to pass the class instead of just doing my final. When people ask how college is going, me. I just keep Googling stuff and it keeps working. The world is ending. People are dying. Schools. Can I offer you more homework in this trying time? When the slide goes from syllabus to lecture chapter 1-inch on the first day of classes. Drunk texting your ex trying to get some action. Drunk texting your friends in grad school asking if they got their PhD yet.